guys are really well. If you are tuning in for the 5th time on this channel, because this is my 5th video, then you rock. Thank you. I have to start doing, I don't know, like a giveaway for someone who's watched them all. And also, if I keep playing with my hair, if you guys have seen my previous videos or you're connected with me outside here on Facebook or friends or whatever, then you'll know that this hair is very new, as in like half an hour. I literally just dyed my hair half an hour ago. I don't know, it's one of those times when you're like, I've got so much to do, but oh, I want to dye my hair, and then it's like, oh, I want to dye my hair now. So I went to the shop and I bought a L'Oreal box dye and dyed my own hair. But I really love it. I'm so happy with the result. See how long it lasts. Hopefully it lasts okay. So today, let's stop talking about my hair. I have some more sort of training or education to share with you around social media, because the whole point of me setting up this YouTube channel was because I had a lot of people asking me if I do training or whatever, because I share quite a bit of training through our team stuff and our wider team stuff about network marketing and social media and having a business on social media. Oh, stop playing with my hair. Sorry, it's just nice. What a geek. So I started to do this YouTube channel to share the stuff that I've learned along the way in my business journey, in my network marketing journey, and just, yeah, sharing with you guys what I've learned. And so far they seem to be going down well. The videos are being, I'm getting some good feedback. So, and as always, any feedback that you want to give, please do, whether it's constructive criticism or it's something positive you want to feedback to me, or something that you feel you're missing and you'd like me to share about, please let me know, and I will endeavour to do what you need. Because otherwise, what's the point? Hey, if I'm just doing what I think you need and you don't need it. So this one is specific to a lot of people, and myself included, numerous times. I tend to go up and down in waves with things like this. So it's for people who are struggling in a network marketing business or an online business, whatever that might be, to build a customer base or to build an audience. And I think there's a lot of people out there who have these same struggles, or they'll go through, like I said, waves. They'll be building this customer base really, really well, meeting new people, and then suddenly there's no one, and no one's interested for a while. So this is for you, and I'm going to focus on how to create a good audience around your brand, around you and what you like, so that it's not fake, right? Because the reason network marketing often gets a bad name is because people are just out there going, this is so cool, I made so much money, come join my team, when they've made absolutely nothing, and they don't have a team anyway, it's just them, and they're just fake. And so it gives it a bad name, because it's not hard to figure out that they are being fake, right? So this is really, it may take a bit longer to get in touch with people this way, or to have people reach out to you, but it's a absolute way. It's so much easier because you're being you, and people are going to follow you because you're you, not because you've got this amazing business that's making millions of dollars, when it's really not, right? People are not stupid, and people know. So don't be one of those people that give this industry a bad name, okay? So how to create an audience around your brand using social media. So what are you interested in, okay? And that's not just your business, that's life as well, because you want to attract like-minded people onto your network, okay? So first of all, to build your brand around your products, because generally if you're a network marketer or a business owner, you have a product or you have a service that you're selling, right? So you need to have a Facebook group or a Facebook page, however you feel more comfortable, whatever you feel more comfortable using out of those. Or if you're not on social media, you need to have a website, right? There's no business that doesn't have some sort of social media aspect or a website, or both, all right? Every business has something where people can find them online. If you're only using your personal Facebook to promote an online business, whether that be network marketing or something else, it's not going to take long before that becomes salesy looking, and people will unfollow you because they just think you're there to sell your product, to sell your service, not for all the other things that social media is there for. Social. It's a social thing. It's not called selling media, it's called social media. So it's to socialise with people and to make connections, okay? So people who are not interested are going to leave pretty damn fast, and you're going to be left with a very small proportion of people who are actually interested in what you're posting about on your personal Facebook, okay? Leave your hair alone, Lindsay. So, even people who are interested are going to leave and are going to unfollow you because they're just going to be seeing this like catalogue of products the whole time. Like, I don't know, back in England we used to have the Argos catalogue, which was literally, it's a really big catalogue, and it just had heaps of products. They sell like everything in Argos, and you don't want your Facebook to look like that because people are going to leave, because I don't just want to see that thrown in their face the whole time, okay? So what you can do though on your personal Facebook is you can have a link to your group, okay, or to your page or to your website. In your bio up the top, just under that, you can have in the wee text bit at the top of your Facebook. If you go and have a look at my Facebook, you'll see that I've got my link to my group, which is Time for a New You with Lindsay, new being N-U. I've got that link in my wee bio at the top. So anyone who likes what they see on my Facebook can tap on that and they'll go through to my business page, okay, on my business group. So have a link to your group or your page. When someone clicks on your Facebook, you want to make a really good first impression, okay? So to make a good first impression, you need to have a good profile picture. So if you're a business owner, you want to look professional. You want to look approachable. So you want to have a photo of you in your profile photo on your Facebook. We're talking Facebook. That's just because that's what I use and that's where I do most of my business, but similar for any social media. So you want to have a profile picture. Don't have like your cat or your dog as your profile picture or some cartoon character. Have you, because that's the first thing people are going to see. Your Facebook is your business card, because generally that's where people are going to search up to find more about you before they've said yes to your product or your service or whatever it might be, okay? You need to have a good wee bio in there. You need to have some featured photos and a link to your page or group. Okay, we'll talk a bit more about each of those in a moment. So in your page or your group, you can be a lot more consistent with your business side of things, because that's what it's for. And people who are there because they want to see the business side of things. So your personal profile, yes, you can have some business stuff in there, but it needs to be you, your life. So your business is part of you, but so are your kids, so are your animals, so are your hobbies. So, you know, like if you're a chef, you might have some cool things that you cook on there. If you've just started running again, like I have, I'm posting about that. If you've just dyed your hair, I'm posting about that. So it's about me. It's not just about business stuff, okay? So people, but yeah, in your group or your page, that people expect it there. That's what they expect to see. So you can put a whole lot more business related stuff in there, okay? And that's where people are going to get all their exposures to your product. So I don't know if I've mentioned it on here before, but when you're promoting a product, it takes the average person 8 times to see a different exposure of that product. So that might be 1 in your personal Facebook, 1 in your group, 1 in your stories, 3 or 4 different customer feedbacks or whatever. 8 different exposures, each of those is 1, before they feel comfortable to go ahead and get it. So that's on average, okay? So super important to get those exposures out there, and you can do that a lot more if you have a group or a page. So you can then have, as I said, some exposures on your personal Facebook, but don't make it everything that you do. Just the odd exposure on there, okay? But you need to be patient and you need to be consistent, because it does take time to build a business no matter what that is. So, but social media, we're so lucky to have it. I didn't have it a few years ago. That's where we can make noise, okay? Everyone's on social media these days. There's more people that are than are not. So many people on there. Social media is where the attention is at. If we're not using it to promote our business, no matter what our business is, then we're stupid. Use social media. Everybody's there. It's easy, okay, if you do it the right way. It used to be radio and TV, now it's social media. All right, so there's 2 major things that you need to do on social media to build a good audience or a good customer base, okay? So number 1 is that you need to have a strategy with your content. So you need to have a good content strategy. So content is anything that you put up. So it's a Facebook post, it's a story post, it's anything that you've created and put on Facebook. It doesn't have to be fancy smancy. It can just be like a 2-line thing. That's content. If it's grabbing people's attention, that's content. It may be a photo of your kids. It might be a video of your kids feeding your lambs. That's what I did this last week, just gone. Anything, okay? So sound content strategy. So we'll talk about that a wee bit more. Number 2 is you need to establish a way to build a community on Facebook, because this is ongoing, and we need to, when you're building a business, you always want to increase who's seeing it, who's hearing about it. That's why people would used to pay radios, probably still do, to advertise their business, and TV, okay? So yeah, we want to build our community on social media, and so we don't have to pay. It's really good. If you have to pay for reaching people, then don't, because there's so many ways to reach people for free, okay? Paying for ads or whatever, yeah, there's definitely a place for that. But if you're relatively new or just a couple of years in, you don't need to be paying for ads, okay, to share on social media or whatever, to get your stuff out there. There's definitely a place, but you don't have to. So don't feel like you've got to pay if you're going to have success. You don't, okay? I haven't paid a thing since I started. I haven't paid a thing to join my company. I haven't paid a thing to stay in my company. There's no fees. I didn't have to buy anything to be in my company. And yeah, I've literally paid nothing to promote my business. And I refuse to. That's just me. Okay, so absolutely invest if you want to invest. But for me, myself, when I was beginning, I didn't want to invest, I've said this before, in something that I couldn't guarantee I was going to make money in, because I didn't know. It was brand new to me and I had no idea what was going to happen. So I don't want to pay money into that. Plus my husband would have been like, why are you doing that for? Don't need that. So yeah, so one is having really good content strategy, a strategy for your social media content, and number 2 is establishing a good way to build a community on Facebook or on social media. So first, our content strategy. The challenge here is really making your content focused enough that it's interesting, I guess, to your target audience. Okay, so I'll say it again. The challenge here is making your content focused enough so that it's interesting to your target audience. Okay, so you don't want it to be too general that it's gonna confuse people. So you've got bits of everything all over the place, because people are just going to be like, they're not going to see it. They're not going to see the post that you really want them to see. If you do a bunch of shares, they're not going to see the post. They're just going to move away and ignore it because it's too much of the same thing. They're going to miss the posts that you really want them to see. Okay, so you need to create content based on your skills and knowledge. A few examples, you might have some mum hacks. So I did one ages ago. My kids were just fighting the whole time. They're quite close in age, there's 14 months between them, and they were fighting a lot. And so I got one of my husband's t-shirts, bright orange t-shirt, and I put it on both of them, and they had to stay in it until they stopped fighting. That was my mum hack, and it worked for a wee while. Or as I said before, if you're a chef or you're a cook, you might post meal ideas or something like that. If you're a beauty expert, you might post beauty photos. I post because I do my own nails at the minute, so I always post on Facebook when I've done a new set of nails. When I dye my hair, I posted about dyeing my hair. Whatever, I'm really into beauty stuff, so I'm not a beauty expert, not at all, but there's certain things I love, and so I post about them because it means a lot to me, and I hope that they'll attract those posts, that content will attract people who are similar to me, who also enjoy that sort of stuff as well, okay? So you have to be really intentional in giving value. So my intention with sharing my nail posts is that I'm going to attract other people who like to get their nails done, who then might be attracted to the products and the business opportunity that I'm promoting when they see some other posts, right? So you can absolutely have some interactive posts as well. So memes, funny jokes, or ones that get people commenting all the different answers or whatever, you know, those really funny ones. But you do have to provide something aside from entertainment. So those interactive posts are fantastic. I really love them, but you need to, this is the way I'd do it, is I'd post one of those maybe in the morning, and then in the afternoon I'd post the photo that I want, or the post that is about my product, or is about my business, right? Because the way Facebook works and the way algorithms work is all of those people who have commented on that post that morning because they wanted to answer the question or the poll or whatever it might be are then going to see that post that I do later on. So be intentional if you're posting one of those funny things. So you're getting all this interaction, fantastic. Be intentional with it. Utilize that interaction to benefit your business too. There's other ones that I did. So you could just, for example, you could have a BB cream or a new makeup product. And you could just write, so I did this in my Facebook group, who here uses a BB cream? And I had a lot of people comment. And then we had a brand new product coming out that was very similar to a BB cream. So I think when I posted about that, a lot of those people saw it. And I could also go in and message those people and say, hey, look, seeing as you use a BB cream, we've got this brand new product. Are you interested in taking a look? Really, really simple, really basic. They've already shown an interest in that post that I did that morning, okay? So be intentional. Yeah, so you also often need to be, when you're on Facebook, if you want to attract the right people, you need to be solving a problem or sharing information that your audience might need. So another thing I did about, it doesn't necessarily need to relate to your business. So another thing that I did that didn't relate to my business was I just, during lockdown, I bought a hard gel for my nails and I was giving it a go. So I really liked it. So I posted about it and I said, hey guys, who's tried this? Who loves it? I really like it. And so like other nail techs, they were like, oh, I've been wanting to try this, you know? So it just attracted the right sorts of people. And I was offering them my view on something that they might be looking at. So what that might get me is the next time somebody says, oh, I need to get a new face mask, or I need a new foot cream because my feet are terrible, that person's going to remember that I posted some value that they got from it, and I might be the person they think of when that person says I need this new foot cream. They're going to go, oh, actually that lady who helped me with the nail stuff, she also sells a foot cream, so why don't you go and give her a call, and it's just going to help you. Okay, so be intentional. It doesn't all have to be based around your business. Right, so but you do have to prove yourself in a way that you know your stuff. Okay, so yeah, you need to have insight, and you need to provide valuable content in whatever you're posting about. Okay, make sure it's valuable. There is another way to do that on social media except for create content, but you there's no other way to do that than to create content. So there's obviously lots of different types of content that you can be making, but you need to be, you're not going to reach more people if you're not creating good content, is what I meant to say. Okay? When you can't read your own writing in your notes that you've made, like. So yeah, I was like, that doesn't even make sense. So there's literally, if you're not creating content on Facebook or social media, then you're not going to reach more people. There is no other way. So you have to do it, so you may as well do it the right way, right? So with anything on social media, you can't just do something once and decide it doesn't work. As I said before, it takes people often 8 exposures of the same thing to feel confident enough to go with it. So I suggest when you are promoting a product, set yourself up for that week and have your 8 exposures over that week so that people are going to see it again and again and again. Often by the end of that week, they're going to go, oh yeah, I'm ready now. You know, they feel confident because they've seen it posted a few times. They've seen it posted from a number of different angles and they're ready to go ahead. So you need to have a lot of content based on your skills and knowledge, because that's what people are going to get value from. Okay, and you need to take whatever it is that you know and see how that can solve a problem. So like my nail stuff was telling people that actually I really like this product, I've tried it, I really like it, and they're going to go, oh yeah, cool, I might try that then too. Okay, so create content with whatever it is that you know, provide a solution, create content around that and post it up. Okay. So yeah, and as I said, those people are then going to remember you next time somebody asks them for something. So they may even never be a customer of yours, but they may just talk to somebody else. The power of referrals, right? If they think you're a good person and they've already connected with you in some way. So you also need to decide on a specific theme or a niche that your content's going to be about, okay? And you need to be specific with your content. So, for example, with the mum hacks, it might be mum hacks for teenagers. It might be mum hacks for tweens. It might be mum hacks for toddlers, you know? Although it's really tempting to be very general about whatever topic you're posting about for that post, you'll have a much better chance of attracting the right kinds of people if and building a friendship with them in the right way if you are being specific. Okay, so another one, for example, cooking on YouTube. People cooking on YouTube all the time. You might have a vegan channel. There's lots of vegan channels, right? There's lots of keto channels, there's all sorts, but they're specific because they're attracting those sorts of people that are into the same things that they are. I myself am a vegetarian and try to avoid dairy and gluten. I don't always, if we're out, not too worried, but I just know I don't feel that great after I eat them, so I try to avoid them. And so so when I do it, like this morning, I made quite a cool breakfast. I made these carrot and green bean frittery things, hash brownie type things. I posted them on Facebook, and so they were attracting other people. The people who commented on them were other people who also have gluten sensitivities or celiacs, or just don't like to have gluten, or are vegans or vegetarians, because it's another option that they can then have. So I'm offering them value, and it's quite specific, okay? So another thing to remember is that when you're scrolling through social media, people have a really short attention span. Okay, so if they can't read your post or see the general gist of what your post is about in about 3 seconds, then you've lost them, because their attention span's going to go, can't bother to read that. So if you've got this massive long text that they have to tap on see more to see more of the text, for example on Facebook, they're probably not going to tap that unless you've said something really catchy in the opening statement to get them. Okay, so think about that too as well. And also, use a photo that gets their attention straight away. Get out, dog. My dog's just trying to come in. Yeah, use a photo that grabs their attention so that they want to read more, so that they want to see more. So if it is something where you're offering a lot of information, make sure you're going to grab them in that first wee phrase, or that the photo is going to grab their attention, okay? Now, here's where you become a little bit more intentional, okay? Because you haven't been intentional enough yet. So you grab someone's attention, okay? Maybe on your personal Facebook post, you've been posting about a product or a result or a solution to a problem, right? That relates to what you've been promoting in your group, for example. So, so once, or on your website or anything like that. So then what you can do, once you've posted about that, you can put a wee link to your group at the bottom. So you might have this, check out my results with this, tap here to see more information, and that takes them over to your group. So you're being intentional. You're saying, look at this amazing result, tap here to see more, okay? Or for example, just this morning, it wasn't about product, but I posted the result photo of my breakfast on my Facebook, and I said, check out my stories for the step-by-step of how I did this. And then when they went to my stories, each step was on there. So I added the carrots, and then I added the beans, and I added a bit of flour and some spices and the salt and pepper, and every bit was in my stories. So, but my post on my personal Facebook was intentional to take them to my stories, and you can make that work for a product as well. All right. So, and when you're posting outside of your group or your page, just make sure you're leading people back to your group if you can. Okay, so, and what that does is it just builds a constant awareness about you. So then now what we're going to talk about is establishing a way to build a community, okay? So it's super, super important to establish a way to build your community on Facebook, all right? So this is number 2. So the first thing that we just finished was creating good content, okay? And this is now establishing a community. So the challenge here is to establish contact. I can't even talk today, it's because my hair. And build a relationship with an audience that is deeply interested in your expertise. Okay, so it's super, super, super easy to build an audience that's not really interested. So you can just go add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend, add friend. They don't care about your thing. You don't know who they are. You haven't done any Facebook stalking to know who they are, or if they're going to add any value to you and your business and what you're trying to achieve. And they may not be interested in what you've got to show them at all. So what's the point? If the aim, if you know them from something else, fine, add them. But if the main aim is to build an audience so that they're drawn to your opportunity or your products, and then they're just not interested, what's the point? Why would you add them? Okay, so, and it's also another friend that then when you get to your maximum amount of friends, you're going to have to delete some, and you have to go through and find, so don't accept them in the first place, okay? So I've absolutely as well been through this, where wanted, for example, live viewers. I've wanted to get as many viewers because it's all about the number of the viewers, right? It's really not. That's so wrong. Don't do that. So I shared my lives everywhere, and yeah, the numbers went up a lot, but the people who were seeing them were not the people who are interested in my business. So again, what is the point? And do you know what happened then? All these people in these random groups that I've shared them to were often people who you really don't want to be friends with on Facebook. And then an hour later, I'd get like 50 marriage proposals in my messenger on Facebook because they'd seen me live. And so they're not the kinds of people that you want to be attracting to your social media, okay? So yeah, and then when you go through your friends' requests, or your friends lists too, and just see if they look a bit shady or like they're not the kind of people that you relate to or relate with, then get rid of them. You don't need them on there, okay? You want to have a really close relationship with the people that are interested in you. You're better off having less people, but a better relationship than more people and no relationship, okay? So yeah, 500 really interested loyal fans will get you much better results than 5,000 randoms who don't care about you and don't care about your content but just want to marry you for a green card, right? So how best way, absolutely, I reckon, is through a Facebook group. Okay, so I use a Facebook group because it's free. Pages are great too, but pages do try and encourage you to pay for ads. If you want ads, depending on what sort of business you're doing, page is absolutely the way to go. If you don't, then a group's the way to go. And people feel sort of special being a part of a group too. Whereas a page is obviously businessy, okay, and trying to sell a product or sell a service. Whereas a group's more, it's not just about the service, it's not just about the product, you're wanting to build this community, okay? So Facebook group is free, you don't have to pay for ads. It's super simple and it's got its own scheduler, so you can schedule posts. So if you're busy like me and you're working a lot, you can schedule your posts. You don't have to do them all at the right time. Okay, and then you can make it even a VIP group, just put it in the title, and have exclusive content for the members, and that makes them feel more special too. Okay, so anyway, that's basically it. I hope we've helped. I hope I've helped somewhat. Some of you. So build your Facebook audience, but make sure you're posting about you. Be specific. Add the sorts of people. Another way you can sort of attract the right sorts of people is show up in the places that have the like-minded people. So if you're a mum, show up in mums groups. Be present in those mums groups. Comment on things. Once you've seen somebody post about something, if you relate to that in a certain way, let them know. Comment, say thank you, say hey, I suggest this. Once you've built a wee bit of a rapport with them, when you add them as a friend to your Facebook, they're going to go, oh yeah, cool, because we have similar views about this, or we've connected on this group. They're a lot more likely to accept your friend request rather than then message you and go, do I know you? Then you've got to go, oh no, but I'm just building my business and I want you in it. You know, it's just fake. So build the right sorts of people, and isn't it way better to connect with somebody, whether they're interested in your business or not, but somebody who you might build an ongoing friendship with, about other things, rather than someone who doesn't care about you and you have nothing in common with them. And they're also not interested in your business, right? Because we can all do with more friends, can't we? That's just life. So build the right people, attract the right audience, and you'll go far. And it needs to be an ongoing basis. You can't just do it really well for a couple of days and then assume that it doesn't work. Get used to doing all these things that we've just spoken about. Do them often, okay? And it'll be fine. All right, have a good one. Next video, we'll go into a bit more about how to build engagement on Facebook or Instagram, but specifically Facebook for me, social media as a whole, I suppose. How to build that engagement, how to get that engagement so that you can get people seeing your content, okay? So I cannot say exactly when that will come out. I'm trying to, in fact, you know what, I can. It'll be next week Sunday. We're going to do them weekly, every single Sunday. So next week Sunday, the next video will come out, and that'll be more about how to get engagement, which is going to lead to more customers, more sales, more friends on your Facebook in all the right ways, okay? And that's going to help you going forwards. All right, have a great one. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.